back with another episode of Sitdown here. I'm your host, Ernest. Got my boy Jay Minor, and today we got very special guests straight off a national championship, number 13 from the Ohio State University, Bryson Rodgers. Man, welcome back.
What's good, gang? What it do?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Ern, you was on your stuff with that intro.
Hey, you like
Okay.
that? You like
All
that?
right, we got you. Hey, man, let's get right into it. Like Ern said, straight off the natty. Had a great year. Just walk me through just a little bit about the year. You don't got to go full in depth and detail, but just your overview of the year. Have you had time to sit back and think and reflect on it?
Oh yeah, no doubt. A year of perseverance for sure. We thought we was gonna run the state clean and really control our destiny down the stretch. That's what the goal was going into it. But unfortunately, that didn't happen with a tough loss to Oregon on the last play of the game in Eugene early in the season, and then playing up north at the end of the year and not having dropping that one at home. So I mean, definitely a year of adversity. But I mean, I think it taught us so much going into them playoffs, and now it's becoming so much more like the NFL and college football that it just really prepared us for that slate we had to run clean at the end, and playing top teams like Tennessee, Texas, Oregon, and at the end with Notre Dame, just really preparing us mentally for that challenge more than physically.
Yeah, man. Y'all boys definitely had a gauntlet for sure, man, for sure. Cause after, like you said, after y'all the Oregon game, I didn't know y'all would be able to right the ship. Was gonna be able to right the ship, man. So just talk about the hardest. Let's talk about the hardest environment this year. What would you say was Oregon?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
Jumping. Just because I'll start looking in and with my prize picks on my hard rock, man. I thought Ohio State was gonna run that by double digits. Just talk about just how good was that Oregon team?
To be honest to me, bro, they wasn't that good. It's just they can get hot and they can get rolling, like the one teams that get rolling are good. Like I didn't see them no better than Penn State. Honestly, I thought honestly Penn State was a better matchup. I thought Texas was a better matchup. Honestly, they had a firepower on offense. They had some dynamic playmakers, but I mean, with our defense, I mean, we were just really looking to lock in and strap in. And I mean, the first game we knew we got away what we did defensively. We gave up a lot of X plays and we lost the turnover battle, and they took care of the football and they did all the things right. And we were still in a dog fight at the end of the day, with that being, all the situations and them winning and us not really playing our game to the fullest, and we're still in a dogfight to the last play of the game. So that means that when we had the opportunity to play, we knew the opportunity was going to be played in the CFP or the Big Ten championship to get at them boys again. So I feel like our gameplay was very strategic, and we knew what we were seeing. And we knew deep down inside that team that we was playing wasn't that good. It's just more of a mental thing. Like, let's stick true to what we know, trusting our training. Let's get to it.
Okay, so now Bryson, cause you talk about you didn't think Oregon was really like that. You said Penn State was better, Texas might have been better. So who was the hardest team y'all played all season?
Keep it a buck, bro. Keep it a buck.
Like
your
please,
opinion,
like generally,
rankings don't matter. Your opinion, bro.
My personal opinion is Penn State, bro, and I feel like that's a game you got to play every year. They're tough. They really bank on what they do defensively. So as an offensive player, that's always a good challenge. They're always going to post something defensively that you probably really won't see, or it's either something you really haven't seen with what they do, or they're going to keep it very, very basic, but they're really good at what they do. So I mean, they're going to try to challenge every throw. They're going to try to challenge you every down, especially on third down. So I mean, us receivers, we was really looking forward to that Penn State game. I feel like as an offense, that was a game we really couldn't catch a drift. More as in like we were hitting big plays here and there and just really getting it out the mud with that game, but I feel like Penn State was probably the toughest game this year, and probably maybe Texas as well. Texas they had a good plan going in, but I feel like we just left a lot of things on the field during Texas that kind of like made the score kind of seem a little closer than what it was. Because I felt like offensively we could have did what we did with Oregon, but we definitely left a little something on that field with the Texas game. But I feel like Penn State was just a really good matchup, bottom end. And I just feel like them boys play hard to the end for sure. I just feel like the goal line stands we had.
Yeah, that shit was crazy, bro. That shit was crazy.
Both of the goal line stands matter. One leading to a turnover. So I mean, we win the turnover battle with that. or at least tie the turnover back up with the one we threw earlier in the game that went for 6. And, just keeping us in the game with those big goal line stands that really kept us in the game on the road against Penn State.
I know we talk about the Penn State, but going back to that Oregon game real quick, just because preseason hype, I know you probably hear all about the hype. All you guys' transfers coming in, especially with with Coach Day being under the hot seat. People looking at this as a year for Ohio State to go perfect, like you said, try to run the table, have no blemishes on y'all record. What was that feeling like in the locker room after y'all got handed y'all first loss in Eugene?
Shocking. I would mean that's probably the best way to describe it. To be honest, with the type of talent we got and what the plan was going in, we were very confident. It wasn't like, okay, we're gonna be in a dogfight. We don't know we're gonna come out top. We were very confident to come out top that game. And just like I said, like defensively, we definitely dropped the ball there, but it's not more of a thing making it offense or defense, and that's what we try to really replicate in the locker room and keep saying like this is one unit. We're not gonna go off like, well, defense let us down this game, the offense let us down this game, because there was games offense dropped the ball as well, and didn't produce how we were supposed to with the type of talent we have. So we just really came together at one. I think that's when we played our best football, when we pretty much looked like we didn't do what we were supposed to do.
So, Jay Miner hinted at it with that $20 million roster y'all had. One of the biggest changes y'all had was the quarterback position. So I want you to tell me, as a receiver, because you can give better insight than most people can. What was the biggest difference between McCord and Will Howard this year?
The leadership was second to none with Will. Will's a passionate leader. He's just the gel of the locker room. I feel like we didn't have that with Kyle. Kyle was a very good guy, but like if we just talking about like football, like he wasn't the gel that what we needed what we needed as a football team. I feel like everybody just really gravitated towards Will when he had that confidence in himself, and he started playing well, but not also just playing well, but also like just connecting with guys from any position group. You can go bottom down. Everybody has some type of connection with Will Howard. And I feel like the leadership was second to none with him. I feel like that's what took us so far in the CFP. And when we hit and when adversity hit, we could trust in our quarterback and we could trust in our leaders in general, but a leader like him to really take us to the promised land and get the job done. So I feel like that's probably the biggest difference between them. And also, like you could say, like their play, like he added a second part to the game where we didn't have. He's versatile with the run game. We can draw up certain play. We can draw up quarterback design plays from the run. We can get open on second chance opportunities down the field when he evades the pocket. So I mean, he just kind of gave us that more light to our offense. And once you have that at quarterback, you can do just somewhat. Your playbook opens up so much more. So I feel like we have the opportunity to. That's why you see the exotic counters we run and the exotic like RPOs we run to get our receivers the ball. I feel like once you got a quarterback that can do both, I mean, that gives you opportunity to put the ball in the air, but also implement the passing into the run game as well.
100%. And then having a guy that, like you said earlier, that y'all can trust in. So
right.
There it is.
Right. Confidence was different for sure. Like,
yeah,
I'm going to war with Will no matter what the circumstances was, and like they're like, oh well, he's like on paper he's not the best quarterback. Like, how do you have so much confidence in him? I was just like, bro, like I know the type of dude he is. Like I know like he wants this as much as I do, and anybody I feel like that has that same type of mindset I get along with, like somebody that wants something as bad as I do, if not more. And he came in with a big chip on his shoulder, and a lot of people was talking crazy, talking spicy about what he could really do and his abilities, or what he was able to do at a high level right here. So you feel me? Like I'm already know how he was feeling because I've been in them shoes before. So, but this is at a different level, of course. But still, like I know that type of fire and that type of edge he just wanted to have to prove the people that supported him, the ones that hated and doubted, he wanted to prove them wrong.
Facts. And then just on the topic of Will Howard, just because I know he transferred in his first year at Ohio State, but I know you guys had some other transfers, some other freshmen come in, some other people that's still on the roster. What was the point that you felt personally during camp, in the offseason, or during workouts that he really solidified it and that you knew that he could be a guy that could take y'all to that next level?
Pretty much. I felt like he hit the ground running really not until like going into week 1, bro. Like spring, he had a very tough spring, bro. Like he's throwing interceptions. throwing balls that you're like, like I don't know, did we make the right decision type balls? Like, you feel me? He's not zipping the ball. It's not looking how it's supposed to look. But, I mean, that just shows to be a testimony that you got to trust. You got to have trust. And you got to have trust in your brother that he's going to get the job done. And we gave him time. We were patient with him. And we trusted him. And going into week one, his leadership and all his abilities, all his characteristics really started to stick out. And people started to see, like, yeah, he's turning it on. Like, that fall camp, he started turning it on, but really getting into that season prep, in the week one prep, he really started turning on and light a fire in the team. And we were like, yeah, we're ready to go with our leader.
Going back and just looking back to the regular season, y'all obviously you did what you're supposed to do most of the season, until y'all played that team up north. Man, as respect to you, I ain't gonna say the team name, but you know who I'm talking about, man. So after that game happens, Bryson, we know it all. We all know how it turned out. What was said in that locker room between coaches, players, or anybody, trainers, anything that sparked that national championship run?
Well, in the locker room, like in the moment, I was probably one of the first people in the locker room, bro. It was dead ass silent. Like, it was dead for about a few minutes. But then I remember my boy Jermaine coming through and just letting shit loose, like just ripping everything, letting everything out. Like, cause like the stuff at the end of the game too, with all the shenanigans at the end of the game, like he's from Ohio, he's a Ohio kid, like hasn't beat them yet, being here. So like I just felt his passion. Like I felt where he was coming from his heart. Like, and it was all players really talking. Like it was all players really talking. It wasn't really coaches at all. And then I'll say coming in after the game, we had like a player-led meeting only. Like it was just straight players, like no coaches, none of that. And only coach that was allowed in there was Coach Day, but he ain't come in till later, like up in the meeting. But like, bro, I kid you not, we sat there for like an hour and a half, literally like saying like we're gonna keep everything so real. Like you talk to your homeboy, y'all keep everything real with each other. We just keeping it real with every unit. Like if you had something to say, stood up in front of the room and you said it. And if somebody disagreed, they disagree. If they agree. And it went from the offensive line struggles and went from the defense and like they attacked every position. But I feel like that's what we needed as a whole. I feel like we needed to cut all the fake like petting the dog type antics. Like, bro, let's address the issues and let's get them fixed because we about to go on the craziest run with that people ever seen. Like, and we can't do that if patting on each other's back and tell you good, bro, you good. Like, nah, none of that was really finna go down. Like, we just had to keep it. So you feel me? Like, we had to keep it G real with each other, and we also had to keep it real with Coach Dave. Like, Coach Dave was like, y'all want to say something to me? Y'all can, and people were saying something to him, like a man-to-man conversation in front of everybody. Like that way, like everybody heard what had to be said, not like, hey, bro, he just said this is what so and so said about the DBs. He hating or. But not like everybody get to hear you. So like now you know the true message and the true feeling behind the message. And now I feel like that's probably one of the best things we did, bro, so far. Like since I've been here, I ain't gonna lie, like that was different. And then right after it was over, we prayed as a team and we put our faith in God. And I don't know, it was a feeling in my body. You feel me? It was just a personal feeling in my body. We was just gonna do what we do, and that's why we were so confident throughout the whole thing.
For you now to be in a position to be playing in the Natty, going to the Natty, growing up watching all the national championships, all the playoff runs Ohio State went on. I know how your brain thinks. I know you definitely wanted to have a bigger role in the game, but was winning the national championship as a fan of Ohio State, was that everything you imagined it would be?
No, 1,000%. I feel like in this year too as well, like it was a big year of growth for me as well, taking my situation and taking the scenario I was in and just growing as a man and growing as a player. I feel like it was a big growth year. Like I think I saw yesterday I had like 203 snaps. Well, that was way more growth than having 16 snaps the year before. That's just how I looked at it. And I don't know. I felt like I kind of implemented myself in the building and implemented a role on this team that my coaches and the players and, everybody in the building just wants to see more, like they're eager to see what I can really do. And then the fans as well. So, I mean, I've been talking crazy too. Like they see me on the net talking wild, but like that's just my confidence really coming into full effect. Like it's not cockiness at all. I've never been that type. I'm really the quiet kid to be honest, but it's just been sparking a different type of confidence in me. And if I really feel it, then I really believe it, then it got to be said. And I want people to know that's how I feel. Like, and that's just how it is. And then like just going through the whole season, like I just felt myself getting better and better. And I just like I know like I'm one of them guys country. Like I know that. So if you know whatever is the right way to do it. If you sometimes you got to be loud with your opinion to be heard, and sometimes you can be quiet and just let the talking and let the game do the talking. But I feel like for me, how I'm attack is just I gotta be heard with my voice. I feel like that's gonna catch more attention, and then I'm gonna run with that with my game, with my play, and that's always gonna be there for me. And then just combining the two, I'm just gonna be a complete player that's just so eager to win and just going into this next season with the type of confidence we have off this natty, not just taking it as a sign of comfortability, but just taking it more as a chip. Like, yeah, let's do it again. Like, how crazy would it be to do it again? You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I just want to ask you, bro. Like I said, I ain't never be able to play the high level like you did, bro. I just want to know, like, when you got the trophy, bro. What did it feel like? Were you nervous to handle it? Like, you thought you was gonna drop it or something? Like, was you nervous, bro?
Nah, most definitely. But nah, I mean, I wasn't nervous. I was gonna drop you. You know, I use these hands for a living, but it's just like it's like, bro, video game all year. Now I'm really holding it. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like it was wild, bro. It's a real experience. The trophy is heavy too, bro. Like it's heavy piece of definitely the heavy piece of hardware. But bro, when that trophy in my hands, bro, it was just a reminder of everything I did to get to this point and how much it's gonna fuel me to keep going. Like I want another one. I get hungry. Like I want another. I want to have two. But I want to hold two. Like
Yeah, no,
in
I'm
a
knowing.
different part. You feel me? Like it just fuels me. Like I don't know, bro. Like most people would be like, okay, I got one. I'm good. Now it's just time. You feel me? To
Gotta
rack
do it
up some
again.
stats, get up out of here. Like now I'm trying to rack up some stats, go first round, and get me another trophy. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like then I feel like how much like excitement it brings to the program. I see the excitement it brings to Ohio State. I see the excitement it brings to my family, my dad and my mom, grow watching Ohio State football and just, really dying to be a part of that moment. And they get to do it with their son. They get to do it with somebody they love the most. And I know that's a surreal feeling for them as well. So, I mean, anything to really keep my family happy and motivated, man, I'm ready to do. So, I mean, we trying to run that shit back for sure.
Yeah, it's special, man.
AB. So now you talk about running it back. I know y'all got a lot of great players coming back, a lot of key guys that are obviously going to the league and their time done at Ohio State. But you talk about running it back, but hey, y'all getting a new OC and a new DC.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about how much of a challenge that will be for next year in terms, because normally, especially like when you come off a championship team, hey, you like to see like that same unit run it back.
Yeah.
Obviously, with the seniors graduating, discard them, but you
Yeah.
like to see that same unit coming back. But y'all going right into the season trying to repeat. Y'all got to get a new play caller on offense and defense. Talk about how much of a challenge that's going to be for y'all.
Thanks. I think it's going to be a challenge than what more people expect. I was a big fan of I was a big Jim Knowles fan of his defense. The first defense I saw, it was like he got something to him. Like he really dialing it up. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
there's sometimes I've been in practice and I ran into post safeties. Like I could have swore that was an open look, but there's a dude right in the post, so I could have swore I was going to be open right here, but the post snap movement just it is real. He's a real deal, bro. I think that's a piece we definitely got to put in with the DC. I mean, that's going to be a big piece. And then Coach Hartline moving to OC, and I know like he's going to take a kind of like a step back slightly with the receivers, but still be involved in everything. But I'm looking forward to see what he can do. I remember we gave him the opportunity to 2 years ago, my freshman year, to do the plays, and he ended up calling him for a little bit during preseason camp and stuff, and because they ended up taking the honors back and calling the plays, and then ended up getting the OC this year. So I mean, I know he has that chip on his shoulder, like he feels like okay, they probably didn't think I could get the job done, and that's the latest thing I've seen as well. So I mean, it's definitely gonna be a challenge in my mind to him. Like, okay, let's see what you can really do, because he's a very smart person when it comes to football. He's extremely smart. Taught me a lot about the game. But I just think personally, it's a lot to be in that box calling them plays, or it's on that sideline calling them plays. It's a different world. Like as players, we can be like, oh, we see that looks open, but it doesn't mean you're gonna get that look again. You know what I'm saying? And just you need somebody to really be dialing them plays up. And this is first time. It's his first rodeo, and I definitely see it as a challenge to him. I don't feel like it's gonna tank us as a team at all, because we're super talented and we can still get the job done. But I definitely see it as a challenge to him for sure.
Just talking about more your overall look, try to go a little big picture, man. Since we're in the off season, go a little big picture with things. Go a little big picture. So, as your time at Ohio State, man, all the great players you played with and everything, who would you say was like the biggest big bro or like slash mentor to you?
What's going on?
Marvin Harrison Jr. or Mecca Ibuka. I say them boys are top line, just with the example they set day in and day out. I got very, very close to Mech this year, so I mean probably Mech in the aspect how close we was as a friendship, but like probably definitely don't two up front, but like me and Mech got OD close this year, and I mean that my dog, like he taught me a lot about the game. He changed me as a man with my faith. But also he kept his character and he stayed true to what he was, despite anything else. And I knew him as the person he was. So I mean, I got to see Mac as a football player. I got to see Mac as a man in Christ, and I also got to see him who he was as a person. So I mean, I got all aspects, and he's definitely a big piece of why our receiver room was just so motivated and just so close. Our receiver room was so close. It was special. It was definitely special. He made things special. So shout out to my dog Mac for sure. It's my dog.
Thanks. And then just touching off of that, you mentioned with Mac and Marvin Harrison Jr. being like those mentor, big brother type figures for you. Now going into next year, I feel like with those guys now out of the picture, I feel like now it's time for you, Brandon Ennis, Cardinal Tate. Now you guys are in that role, and now you guys are those big brothers. Everyone looking at you guys leading as example. How are you taking on that leadership role as well as still trying to make sure and solidify yourself on the field as well?
I'm more personal about the personal connection I'm going to make with the younger guys coming in, mainly the freshman receivers. I've been working with them a lot since the day they got here for real. And even when I go to workout group, I was like, hey, Coach, I told like Coach Mick or like whoever I work with, like, let me get two young guys. Let me get the two young receivers. Like, you feel me? Because I feel like when I first came in, I didn't have enough of that. You know, like I was really on myself. Like I had to find out about the ins and outs of Ohio State and just college in general by myself. But now me be able to, I've seen people get the big brother treatment and like really thrive in the program. So just wanting the best for them boys. And I've been in their shoes just a year ago. I feel like that's probably the biggest leadership role I'm going to take is just making sure my young dogs is good. And I've been working with them every day. We in the weight room together. We on the field together. And I can just see that they enjoy our time bonding and everything, and me going out my way and doing so because they know that's not really as much as people would think like, oh, you trying to big bro somebody, like not a lot of people want that task. Like they really just you in the year 3, year 4, you really focus on yourself. You're not really focused on no freshmen or nothing like that. You pretty much just leaving that to the leaders of the team. But I just felt like, I don't know, just in my heart, that's what I wanted to do. And I already feel us getting closer together. Like we already talking about off the field stuff. Now it's more on the field, and that's when you really know you're getting starting to click. And y'all really starting to run for. And it's been good. Like we've been working out this week together. I've been working out with Phillip Bell and my boy Des Jones. Them boys they've been putting work in. They got a great mindset. And they're gonna be ready to go. I'm gonna have them boys ready to go when we start spring ball.
Sure, I'm already knowing, but just so not to cut you off, Ern, just because we're on the topic of freshmen and young guys, bro, we gotta address it, bro. Jeremiah Smith, bro.
Yeah.
What's the craziest thing you seen him do? Because a lot of people, for the casual fans, the craziest stuff be happening in practice, bro. They don't be happening on the games the craziest stuff be happening in practice, bro. What's the craziest thing you seen that man do, bro?
I'm gonna start with like a crazy moment, but also like just like a crazy like just sequence of events. But I'll probably say the crazy thing I probably see him do. Probably just like I remember one day we was in the team. Like he does this team periods too, not just like playing around like one on ones. He does it in team periods. I think this the day he got it. This was the day he got a black stripe off. He run a fade. Like he ran a fade on the kid, threw it up one handed, like OD one hand, like natural, like grabbed it, cool. Like didn't really celebrate or nothing, but like this is where I saw his passion and like him really like come into his body. So then same practice later last team period of the day, we're going again. We're going deep, blurred them. Same person. Same person, but the corner was talking spicy, like, okay, he did that one time, I bet he don't do it again, type thing. Like he was telling his homeboys, like, he ain't doing that again. Like, cause he was a freshman as well, so it's edgy, like he feel like he getting picked on, like, cause I mean at the time we was really picking on him. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm about to say, y'all
we was one on one, he was getting work 7-on-7, everything he was just getting worked in. So he was looking for that last team period. Like, okay, I'm gonna save my day right here. I'm gonna make a play on JJ. Yeah. I'm gonna make a play on one of these guys. And JJ bagged him again. And I remember they was by the wall, and the kid was on the ground, and JJ standing over him. He hit him with the Allen Iverson step over. Oh yeah, yeah. He's throwing it to his body. It's over. It's over. This is like spring. This is when he lost his black stripes. So I had to be spring. So I'm just like, yeah, he bagging. And then now when he I ain't gonna lie, when he do that, the crazy one hand stuff in games and all them grabs, bro, I'm gonna be so honest. I already watched it in practice. The Michigan State bag was crazy. The back in the hands on Iowa fade was wow, but he really practiced that. He got that in. That's him. He liked to catch that ball one hand over two type thing, because he does it so often. He will bag on one hand, and he knows he works on it, so he trusts it in the game. And the people, you definitely right with the statement. People really don't see practice where it really be going down at, for real.
Sure. Yeah, just to add on that sentiment, man. If people have no idea, stuff like that, you just don't do on the game, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just so spectacular. There's not something you just get lucky and do. You know what I'm saying?
Right, for sure.
Because then with Jeremiah Smith, I was obviously, I heard of Jeremiah Smith, a 5-star, going to Ohio State, whoop-de-doo. I mean, shit, we've seen that story before, you know what I'm saying? But I knew he was really that dude. When I really started to see it was that Michigan State catch, bro. I was watching I had watched the probably. I watched the highlights. I ain't gonna lie, it was the highlights. It was the highlights. I said I won't even go cap and say it was the game. It was the highlights. But yeah, when he did that fade ball, bro, I think was it over Chuck, bro? Oh my, I was like, bro, oh my gosh, bro.
It was over. No, it was over the boundary corner. It wasn't over Chuck, but it was over the boundary corner. There was in a 2-look on 4th down.
Okay.
And then the corner was bailing out on a 2, and the safety was trying to come over top. And he just bagged it in front of both of them. That's
no,
wow. Grab for 4th down on 4th down though. It was 3rd, 4th down too. We needed it. Needed it. Backup quarterback in the game. Get crazy work.
Monster, bro.
OD for sure.
Dang, but now putting last season to the side, just focus on you going into next season. I'm already knowing how you feeling, but I want you to tell the audience how you feeling. Like you said earlier in the video, you popping your stuff on social media, you letting them know that you feel like you're the best route runner in the country. Now it's your time to arrive. What's your goals for next season? Your personal goals? I know we got team goals. You already mentioned you want to run it back for Natty. But for those who feel like they sleeping on you, for those who may have forgotten who Bryson Rodgers is, what's your goals for next season? What you trying to show the world, man? Because the eyes going to be on you. The eyes already going to be on you because you're Ohio State. But more eyes going to be on y'all. Y'all looking to go back to back, man. What you trying to show the world?
So to start, they definitely forgot. I see some crazy statements. They definitely forgot. So definitely, they've been hitting the snooze. So I'm for sure wake them up. But I think my biggest thing that sit with me is we had this dude come in, Clint Bruce. The one thing he says a lot of good things too. I do enjoy when he talks. He talks a lot, but I do enjoy when he talks. But the one thing that always sticks with me is every day you got the chance to prove somebody right or you prove somebody wrong, and you just gotta pretty much put in perspective, like who you're proving right and who you're proving wrong. For me, who I'm proving right is my family, the people in the circle that have been supporting since day one, and my coaches the coaches in this organization. And that's it. Like, I'm not trying to prove the fans right. I'm not trying to prove the outsiders right. I'm not trying to prove the media right. I feel like them that I describe are the people I'm trying to prove right. The ones that been there since ground up, since I started from the bottom. I feel like the ones I prove wrong is the media. The media is what you're supposed to prove wrong. They be going for the clicks anyway. My personal opinion too. By the way, like, I'm not saying these are facts or none, but I feel like a lot of media nowadays is for the clicks. Like, I feel like media takes a different proposition, takes a different opinion on purpose to get the clicks, to get the attention, just for the money, not caring if their article be right or wrong, or not caring if their statement be right or wrong, but getting the clicks, getting all the money they can off the name, and see if it plays out. And if by the grace of God they right, I told you so. Oh, I said it first. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Yeah,
that's how it goes. But that's what you sign up for anyway. That's what you sign up for with this type of job that I do. Like, and I had to come to a realization with that. But I think the biggest thing was separating who I'm proving right and who I'm proving wrong, because at first I think I had it kind of backwards. Like, I'm trying to prove the wrong people right, I'm trying to prove the right people wrong. Like, you feel me? Like, I gotta truly understand who's in my corner, who's in my circle, and who's my support system. And that's what I'm gonna carry into this year. And like, I don't know, like, I'm big on numbers, bro. Like, like, I started the numbers matter thing. I feel like that's the biggest thing for me. Like, the numbers you produce and the numbers you put up is a representation of yourself. And my dad's always preached that to me. So, I mean, I definitely want to be consistent and efficient. Like, no matter the numbers, like, I feel like it's deeper. Like, if you have 50 catches off 200 targets, that's not really efficient and consistent compared to the dude that would get 50 catches off 65, 70 targets. You feel me? Like, I feel like that's what I just want to create, that narrative with the numbers, but also the numbers being efficient and consistent at a high rate, and doing it at the most elite place in the country to do it. So I feel like that's my goal. Is going. I really don't have like a yards goal, a touchdown goal, or you know what I'm saying? Because, like, I don't know. I feel like that can be unreachable at times. Just you never know how this thing plays out or circumstances play out. God forbid a quarterback goes down, an offensive lineman goes down. The whole offense changes. So, I mean, and then now y'all just really chugging to go for the long run and win the natty, or win it, or you're going for a different end goal, if that makes sense. So, I mean, I don't know, just consistent and efficient with the numbers, and like, when they look at number 13, like, man, that dude's a player. Like, he's ready to play in the NFL. That's what I want them to say. He's NFL type receiver. I could really care less about being a great college receiver. I want to be an NFL receiver. That's my end goal. Like, how I with the end goal, that's my end goal. I won a national championship. It's not really a complacent mindset with that, but it's like I completed the ultimate end goal in my college experience. Is what I wanted to do. Now it's really more my personal end goal, and that's being an NFL receiver, and not just be a guy in the NFL. Like, I want to be one of the ones leagues. So, I mean, you feel me? I just don't want to be like, I made it to the league. I'm a wide receiver in the NFL, and I want to be a dude in the NFL. So anything it takes to do that, I feel like it's going to be consistency and efficiency in numbers, and just put it on display at full effect. And that's what I'm gonna do this year.
So, Bryson, you talking about not want to look into the stats too much. This like not putting numbers to everything. But I'm gonna help you out. We're gonna put some numbers to something, man. We're gonna put some numbers to something. Next
Hey, I'm here
season,
for it.
next season, everything go right. The QB, the OC, everybody clicking. What's your numbers looking like, bro? Like, how many catches, how many receiver yards, how many touchdowns? What does this successful season look like for you next year?
Uh, I mean, the way I've been trained my whole life by Dante Peterson is touchdowns over first down. So I definitely want to be a high touchdown guy. I love scoring. I love getting in the box. Bruh. Of course, Aaron gonna make me do something like this. 8 to 10 tugs, bro. I'm doing 8 to 10. I don't care. 8 to 10
Got
tugs.
to double digits.
I'm gonna go double to 10 tugs. Anywhere between 500 to 1,000 receiving yards. I'm gonna go 600. Forget 500. That's too bland. 600 to 1,000 receiving yards. And I don't need many receptions to do that, to be honest. We'll go anywhere between 30 to 50 receptions. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Shoot.
Say that.
I mean,
Hey,
I can
he
rock
said he
out.
get the
I can
yak.
rock.
It don't matter. He get drunk off the yak. It don't matter.
Yeah, I
100%.
mean, I don't need much to do it, bro. I'll go 30 to 50 receptions. Maybe 50 being the highest. I know we got one ball, we got 4 elite dudes, so I'm just trying to be very realistic as well. 30 to 45.
For sure. Yeah, because shit. Hey, 800 at Ohio State, that's like 1,700
That's what I
at
want.
other school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts. 7, 8. I won't be mad with 7, 800.
Yeah, that's getting you paid right
The
there.
top,
Boy.
I mean, every receiver goes for a band for sure. Every receiver goes for
Hey, that actually led me into my next question. Like what Ern said, like I feel like a lot of stats can get misconstrued because like Ern said, you get 500 at O State, that means you can go somewhere else and probably get a band plus. So just touching off of your experiences so far with last year, actually the beginning of last year, you had a period when you were in the portal. And then before that, throughout the recruiting process, I know you were exploring different schools. Just what's your advice to the younger athletes who've been in your position, can be 3, 4, 5-star athletes who have plenty of schools to choose from, but like you ended up choosing Ohio State, knowing that school is going to constantly bring in receivers, knowing you might have to wait your turn. Just what advice would you give the athletes in that position rather than the ones who are just going to just be the big fish in the small pond? Like, what's your take on that?
It froze up for a little bit, but advice I would give, bro. With me was the biggest thing was going with my heart for real. Like how I told you before, I was committed to Alabama before I was finally committed, and I was pretty much fully locked in with them. But it was just something in my heart that changed when I came to Ohio State for my visits. It just felt right, and that's really not a feeling you can describe until you feel it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like as a recruit, it's just a feeling you're gonna feel. It's hard to describe. Like you just know it's right. And I feel like that's how it was for me and my peoples. Like I'm very involved with my family. We're a team, so I mean, whatever was a comfortable situation for them as well, we was gonna rock out with. And I felt like Alabama and Ohio State were them 2 schools at the end that really came very comfortable family. A little lenient to staying in the state of Florida. That was always an option with UF. UF made a run at the end. They made a big, and Texas made a big run at the end too. With them 4 schools, that was pretty much
too little, too late though. Too little, too late.
Yeah,
too little, too late.
Texas was late. Texas was late. I ain't going to cap to you though. Texas was earlier. Boy, it would have been something though. I would have probably not signed for the last day, like of early signing period, just because them boys definitely apply some pressure. Florida apply some pressure. Miami applies, like them in-state school apply pressure, but like
they apply pressure to your pockets or.
Hey,
man, go ahead, bro. I'll be best.
No, I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. Like if I stayed home, bro, the cheddar would have probably been times 2. To be honest with you, bro. Like,
damn,
they was putting it on the flow for real, and that tells you because like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm living good here. Don't get it wrong, like I'm definitely living good here, but like. Bro, the bread was crazy, bro. To stay home and just be that guy, be the one receiver.
Yeah.
At a program that needed it. Like Florida, like it would have been me and Eugene. Texas, they weren't really big with their 23 guys. They didn't really know what the future held after that class that's stepping up. And they already lost one guy, Jonte Cook. And so, I mean, they weren't really confident in that class and was really looking for me to step in and, be a leader of that class. In Alabama as well. But that I was the leader of that class when I was getting heavily recruited. I was the number 1 dude on their board. Like I visually saw that, like I love schools that like showed me the real. Like there were some schools I wasn't they number 1. Like, and I was like, I kind of just laughed it off. Like, okay, bet. Like, like I'll probably go somewhere else and I'll probably see myself as a number 1. It's all about scheme, knowing how to use their receivers. It's like, I couldn't see myself playing at certain schools, you know. So like schools that didn't see me as their number one, it was cool. Like, but I definitely felt the love, and I definitely felt the different energy for schools that did. And that goes for the recruits too. You got to really get the deeper dive into this. Like everybody, it's all gonna look good. Like everything gonna look good and glamorous on them OVs, and
Yeah.
even if they really mess with you on them official visits, them almost gonna seem like OVs. And I was very blessed in my recruiting process. I got the best top notch treatment being being a part of Team Tampa, being my tied in with Coach Grady. Shout out Coach Grady. He was the one that really took my recruitment to another level. And I met some people that I probably would never meet in a lifetime because of that. So it's always been love and much props to him. And like I was shaking hands with Nick Saban, talking full on conversations with Nick Saban. Like that's just not regular.
That's cool,
You
man.
feel me? Like what he's something like he's like like just the opportunities and what I saw as a recruit was more than I could ever ask for. I'm always blessed for that. And I just feel like you got as a recruit, you got to go with your heart. You got to keep your family tied in to everything you feel. You don't want to hit them with no surprises because they're the biggest support system. And three, just really ask for the real. I feel like that was the deciding factor when I came here too. I knew what I was getting myself into, and I knew the head coaching job and the receiver job was pretty firm. I felt like that was another big thing too. I knew like there was speculations like when I was getting recruited that Wiggins could go somewhere soon and Coach Saban's getting old to retire and everything. So I mean, those speculations kind of didn't sit right with my people's. Like I would feel like more like, you know what I'm saying? Like my mom loved Nick Saban. Like if I was gonna go there, that was gonna be one key main point for me and Coach Wiggins. Like they loved them. They was like them two was the only two people ever see a receiver in the country that day to land helicopters on the field. They saw straight commits and defensive players out and offense and some offensive guys, but I was the only receiver in the country they went and seen like that personally. So I knew the love was there. And in Ohio State as well, I knew the love was there. And I knew it was super genuine. And Florida, the love was there too. I can't lie. Florida, the love was definitely there. OD to the max, the love was there. So like when it came deciding for them three, it was really who just kept it real the most and just put me and my family in a very comfortable situation, financially, but also just mentally as well. That's the biggest thing.
Bryson, so we know you're at Ohio State. So what will be the one reason why y'all repeat next season? What will be the reason why y'all repeat next year?
I feel like one big reason we could repeat and do this all over again is just our room, our receiver room. I had full trust in our room. I feel like we're one of the toughest matchups in the world. Like trying to really plan for our receivers and the type of offense we bring and our type of quarterback. I feel like we can definitely take us back to the promised land and really put the trust in the wide receivers' hands. Two, I feel like we're not changing much. I mean, I hope we don't. But I feel like if we don't change much and we stick true to our core and what we did last year, I feel like we could be very successful again. And a third reason why I feel like we can is I feel confident in our defense more and more throughout longer than I've been here. Like our defense is really stepping into a role like where we've been putting up some crazy numbers defensively and just being on the offensive side of the ball. Once you have that backbone and just having that support from your defense, it gives you so much more confidence, knowing that they got your back consistently. So I feel like our consistency in our defense with the numbers in the last few years, we can do it again. But just with a new DC, it's going to be tougher, I think, honestly. And it's going to be a new scheme, a new system, but we can get things situated and we keep playing the way we've been playing defensively. They say defense wins championships, and it is honestly true.
100%.
See, I love everything you're hearing about that. I love the way it sounds. No, I want you to go crazy. I want you to go for over a band, double-digit touchdowns. But you know where that DC went. You know it's our turn. Hey, I don't need no back-to-back, man. I don't need no back-to-back from our watch. Hey,
I saw
come win us one, baby.
I saw Klatt say that he got Penn State to win it next year.
Hey, man, I need him to come through with them predictions and be right.
Yeah, I hope so,
we
man.
Need that.
I wanted that to Natty so bad, y'all. I was sick, bro. I was sick, bro. I'm like, damn, bro.
And personally, I thought it would have been a better matchup, to be honest.
Hell yeah, it was gonna be a better matchup.
Wait, say that. So you think Penn State versus O State would have been a better matchup for y'all than Penn State Notre Dame? I mean, than O State Notre Dame?
I do, 100%, 1,000%.
Ooh.
Yeah, it don't take no rocket science to say that shit. Now, I mean, just keep it a buck.
And when he kicking it a butt, they quarter like Drew Aller, like he's shaky. But I feel like they stay true to their system. They run the ball with the backs. They get the tight end involved, and they play good defense. I mean, that's always tough to beat. You feel me? So I don't know. I mean, it definitely. I mean, they were shaky at the quarterback position, but I think it would have been a better matchup. I like Roderick Leonard, and I like everything he stands for, but he wasn't nothing in all to me, if that makes sense. Like I feel like him and Drew Aller are very similar players, like in a sense. Like he's tough, like Riley's tough. Drew's pretty tough too. Like, but I feel like the pros and the cons of the position, how they play the position, is pretty similar, to be honest. But I feel like that Penn State team would have definitely been more of a matchup for sure.
See, I think the way the script worked out, I think it worked out because y'all got your lick back against Oregon.
Yeah.
Penn State was trying to come get their lick back against y'all. So I think it worked out. I think it worked out how it's supposed to. So, man. But I already know y'all ain't ducking no smoke. But, hey, Ern, it's time for our new segment, man.
Yes, sir.
We got the sit-downs top dog, man. So with our guest, Bryson Rodgers, being an alum, current football player at Ohio State, specifically in the receiver room. Hey, we're going to get our list of Ohio State receivers for this sit-down top dog. So we're going to start with the first guy, and then we're going to compare them to each one, see who's going to be last, and see who's going to be the last guy at the top of the mountain. You ready?
Let's do it. Come on.
So we're starting with Terry McLaurin. His first competitor, Curtis Samuel. Who you taking? Terry or Curtis Samuel at Ohio State?
Terry.
All right, so then now Terry McLaurin or Terry Glenn? Keep in mind, hey, this is just Bryson list. Whoever Bryson feeling, whoever his preference is. Who you got?
I'll go Glenn.
Terry Glenn or Jackson Smith and Jigba?
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Jackson Smith and Jigba or Santonio Holmes?
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Jackson Smith and Jigba or Chris Olave? Jackson Smith and Jigba or Garrett Wilson?
G5.
G5 or your boy Maserati Marv?
Talking about here.
Garrett was nasty though, State, bro. He was
G5
dog, bro. G5. I know his practice clips are crazy, but
G5. That's so hard. That's probably the hardest one so far, though, by far.
Garrett Wilson or can't guard Michael Thomas?
We was just with Mike. Up in the Rose Bowl. He was at the games. My boy. Career-wise, he was a dog here. I'm still going G5.
G5, Chris Carter.
G5.
Hey, and G5, and that boy, the unicorn, the alien, Jeremiah Smith, to wrap it up. Who you taking, Garrett Wilson, Jeremiah Smith? It's your preference. I know it's your dog right now, so I know it'll be a little but who we rocking out with? 1-on-1, you ain't guarding them 1-on-1. So who you taking?
Taking G5, Brody. I'm taking G5. And I'm gonna tell you why. You asked me the same question in 2 years, my answer might change. But JJ done it for a year. You gotta remember, like, bro, this is crazy. He's only done it for a year. So like when he gets the opportunity to do it for 3 and I sit back and I see everything he's done, I would be like, okay, that question is gonna be very extreme. But G5, bro. G5. I feel like when I came in, I was like a guy I really looked myself to be. G5, just with the size and the twitchiness and the route running ability and how he plays the game, bro. I don't know. I love his game, bro. G5 was a dog here too. I just love his game, but also make sure his production.
Yeah, speaking of him, man, free him from the Jets too, man. I mean, damn.
Free him.
Yeah, boy.
Oh my goodness, bro.
My boy stressing. My boy over there stressing, please.
Man, I'll be stressing too, man. Like having the Lambo in the garage. Don't ever bring it out.
Yeah, don't even hit the start on the key. Don't even hit the push button. Sitting there.
So with Garrett Wilson being the top of the mountain, what quarterback would you like to see him play with? Since we getting him out of New York, what quarterback would you like to see him paired up with?
Realistically, I would like to see G5 play with. I'd like to see him play. I could see him going crazy with the Bills. They need some receivers. I
Yeah.
could see him playing with Josh Allen and going crazy for the Bills. What's another team? There's another team I see Five going crazy at. He could come to Tampa Bay and get right. You feel me? He could go to Tampa.
Good.
He could get right for real.
He could. Hey, he could also get paired up with another Ohio State receiver if they send him to DC.
Receiving yard season. So I mean, being complimented with Mike, boy, oh, that get real. That would get so real. I feel like Tampa Bay. I said the Bills. Can I give you one more? Nah, we gonna go down to the Bucks and the Bills. I feel like G5 can really get going crazy, win some football games, be happier, less stressful. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Already knowing. Hey, because I was about to say, by the time this season start, I don't think he's gonna be in a Jet uniform.
No, I don't think so either, and I'm happy for him. I feel like he needs a new. I think he needs a new start. He really gonna go crazy.
Yeah. Hey, that's all it for me, Ern. You know what time it is.
Hey, man. So, yeah, that's like I said, man. Well, I ain't say it, but I'm going to say it now. Big shout out, man. My boy Bryson, man, for coming back on the show. You know, we had you on last year. We got a little bit better in the time. You know, got a little bit better. You see, we got little T-shirts and stuff. We get.
I need me one of them. I need me one. The Joski.
I got you. But yeah. So,
dang.
What you about to say something, Jordan?
Hey, nah, you all good, bro. You already know what time it is, though.
I thought I froze up again. Oh my God, I thought I froze up again. But yeah, so Bryson, so all the people outside of football, in football, teammates, non-teammates, who do you think would be the best person to have on our show?
The best person to have, which I'm going to try to make.
But before you answer, Bryson, just know whoever you say, you basically signing yourself up to throw that alley-oop to get us on the set. You got more pull than us, man.
I'm finna throw the D-Wade. I'm finna throw the D-Wade to Brian. Okay. Give me two seconds. You feel me? Give me 2 seconds. Who I want to see on the show that got a great story, and I feel like could definitely, really somebody I guess y'all really enjoy. Emeka Ibuka. I'm trying to get him on here. 2, you gonna watch this. Hey man, you already know what it is, Brody. It's all love. I need you to get on the Sitdown podcast and rock out. Tell these boys about your story. Let them know your upbringing. Let them know the struggles. Let them know the ups. Let them know the downs. And come get right on the Sitdown podcast and Emeka Ibuka.
And man, don't get realer than that. He did us dirty for the past 3 years. We got a lot to talk about. Hey, Book, man, come on, hop on the Sitdown, man.
Yeah, man. So that's like I said. Hey, it don't get realer than that. That's love right there, bro. So yeah, man. Y'all know what to do, man. Ain't last words, Bryson, for the people.
Stay tuned. Let's get this money.
Wherever he's at, I ain't. But
yeah, real talk. You just saw Luka got traded to the Lakers. You feel me?
Anybody can really go anywhere.
Anybody, they might trade me.
Hey, this world crazy, man.
The world's crazy, but nah. Stay tuned. Let's get this money. All love, happiness. God first.
Hey man, y'all heard the man. Hey, so like, comment, subscribe. We'll see y'all next time.